Have you ever dreamed of living in another country? Maybe somewhere by the ocean, in a quiet village, or right in the heart of a vibrant European city? You imagine walking to the local market, sipping coffee in a tiny cafe, hearing a new language every morning. But then reality kicks in, and the big question shows up. Should you buy a house there, or should you rent? This is one of the most exciting decisions you'll ever make, and also one of the most delicate. Because behind the fantasy, there are real numbers, laws, risks, and opportunities that can shape your experience completely. So today, I want to help you understand the real pros and cons of buying versus renting a property abroad, based not only on research but also on honest stories and things people often discover too late. Let's begin with buying. One of the biggest advantages of buying a home in another country is long-term stability. When you own the property, you create a sense of home. You can renovate, decorate, and truly settle in. You don't have to worry about a landlord raising the rent or ending your lease unexpectedly. You create roots. Plus, in some countries, real estate values increase steadily over time. That means your home could become an investment, not just a place to live. In places with strong tourism, you might even rent it out part-time and generate income when you're not using it. Another advantage: residency. Some countries offer residency or even citizenship to property buyers, especially if you invest above a certain amount. Think about places like Portugal, Spain, or Greece. That opens doors, not just to housing, but to better healthcare, education, or even visa-free travel. But buying abroad also comes with real challenges. First of all, the legal system may be completely different. Property rights, taxes, notary fees, inheritance laws, these can be complex and confusing. And if you don't speak the language or know the local procedures, mistakes can be very expensive. You might need a lawyer, a local consultant, and plenty of time to do everything correctly. Second, think about liquidity. Selling a home in another country can take months or even years. If your plans change or if you need your money back fast, your property might not sell when you need it to. That's something many people overlook. Then there are maintenance costs, local taxes, unexpected repairs, especially if you're not living there full-time. A roof leak or an electrical problem from far away can become a nightmare. Now let's turn to renting. Renting gives you freedom. You can test out a city, neighborhood, or country without committing long-term. If you realize the culture doesn't fit, or the winters are too cold, or the healthcare isn't what you expected, you can pack up and try something else. No strings attached. It's also much simpler. You don't need to learn the property laws, hire professionals, or go through long legal processes. Most of the time, you just need a deposit and a signed contract. For people who value flexibility and want to explore, renting is often the smartest first step. And here's something many forget. In some countries, rent is extremely affordable compared to buying. That means you can live in amazing places, often with better views or locations, for a fraction of what it would cost to own. You keep your capital liquid, you can invest that money elsewhere, and you're not tied down. But renting also has its downsides. You're not building equity, you're paying someone else's mortgage, and at any moment, your landlord could decide to sell, raise the rent, or not renew your lease. That's the price of flexibility. Plus, you might be limited in what you can do with the space. Maybe no pets, no remodeling, no painting the walls bright blue if that's your thing. It's not truly yours, and that can affect how at home you feel. So, how do you actually decide between buying or renting when moving abroad? It starts with one simple but powerful question. How long do you really plan to stay? If your goal is to live in that country for just 1 or 2 years, renting is almost always the smarter move. It's faster, more flexible, and less risky. You'll have time to understand the culture, meet people, explore neighborhoods, and feel the rhythm of everyday life before locking yourself into a long-term investment. But if you already know that this new country is where you want to build your future, buying might give you more than just a home. It can give you security, financial value, and even emotional peace. Now, let's get more practical. Ask yourself, how stable is the local market? Some places look like paradise, but their real estate markets are unpredictable or overpriced. In others, the buying process is slow or complicated. Research local property trends. Are prices rising or falling? How easy is it to resell? Are foreigners allowed to own land? Then there's the question of financing. Can you get a mortgage as a foreigner? Some countries make it easy, others don't. Sometimes you'll need to pay entirely in cash. And remember, banks might ask for a local job, a residency permit, or a high down payment. If the process sounds stressful, renting may buy you time to get organized. Now let's talk numbers. A good rule of thumb is to compare the cost of buying versus renting for the same property over 5 to 10 years. Calculate all the hidden costs: property taxes, maintenance, agency fees, and resale commissions. Then compare it to what you would spend in rent, including annual increases. You might be surprised. In many touristy areas, renting short-term can be way more expensive than buying. But in rural areas or cities with low property appreciation, renting could save you thousands. Another key factor is lifestyle. Do you love the idea of planting roots, building friendships, becoming part of a community? Then buying might make sense. But if you feel like a citizen of the world and you want the freedom to change countries or cities every few years, then renting gives you exactly that: freedom. One is not better than the other. They're just different ways to live. And here's a little tip no one talks about. Some people choose a hybrid approach. They rent in the place where they live, but they buy in a second location they know well. Maybe a hometown, a place they visit every summer, or a city with good rental income potential. That way, they combine flexibility with investment without putting all their energy into just one country or lifestyle. Whatever you decide, do not rush. Talk to locals, visit in different seasons, read forums, connect with other expats. Buying or renting abroad is not just a financial decision. It's emotional, cultural, and deeply personal. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: the best investment is the one that fits your life, not just your wallet. So take your time, ask the right questions, and choose what feels right, not just on paper, but in your heart. If you found this video helpful and want to keep learning about money, lifestyle, and smart investing around the world, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. There's so much more coming, and I'd love to share it with you.